right, welcome back to another episode of Take Foul. We are coming to Monday, December 23rd, a couple days ahead of the big old Christmas Day games, the lines of the Christmas Day games have been out for a pretty long time, which has sort of been an interesting choice. But we have an annual tradition of crafting a Christmas Miracle Parlay, which, when did it hit? Like 2 years ago?
2021.
Yeah,
No.
it's hit every
No,
year.
2022. It was part two. Yeah, we hit on part two, not part
Oh,
one.
right, because we chased,
Yeah.
because someone let us down. I can't remember. Maybe it was like Embiid. Um, anyway, so this year, the NFL is encroaching on the NBA's sort of Christmas territory as well. But this is nothing new. I think, like
They did last year
Roger.
too.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did it last year too? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is the Netflix thing the new thing this year then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
it.
on Netflix.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we'll see what these viewership numbers are. You can check our previous episode for our discussion about NBA ratings going down and what it actually all means. But it'll be interesting to see kind of like where these games net out as well, because they're traditionally decently high viewership. So we always start in New York at Madison Square Garden, where Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are visiting the Knicks. The spread is Knicks -9. The money line is -390 for the Knicks, +310 for the Spurs, and the over/under is 225.5. I do think the Knicks probably just win this pretty comfortably. Although, the Spurs are 15-13 in the more difficult conference this year. So there's nothing to you can shake your head. It's true. So like, which is nothing to laugh at. I mean, the Timberwolves, who are also playing on Christmas, are under the Spurs right now at 14-13. So are the Suns, who are also playing on Christmas. So there's something there, And so I think the -9, I would either go Knicks money line here or Spurs +9. But
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't love the 8.5 points for the Knicks. They haven't playing really good ball recently. It just feels like a lot of points to cover. And honestly, they've been better on the road than at home. But with that being said, I do like the under in that game. Kind of will like the under in a lot of these games, to be honest, at 225.5. I feel like first game of the day on Christmas, it has been gone under the past 5 seasons. So, yeah.
little matinee. Yeah, it is pretty. That's interesting. The Knicks. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess the Knicks did end up beating the Pelicans after they absolutely obliterated the Wolves. But it was looking dicey for a second, and then obviously Karl Towns had like a shit game against the Pelicans after dropping 30 and 20 on us. Okay, so let's. Ike, do you have any? What's your lean with this game?
Mike said under, and you said what?
I personally like the money line to add to the parlay. Traditionally,
Yeah, I
it's been a
guess.
money line only parlay.
Yeah,
but-
if it's like a big parlay, I think the Knicks money line makes sense.
Okay.
Unders, you could do separately maybe, just because it's like even.
Fair enough.
Moving on to the Timberwolves at the Mavericks. I have a really hard time seeing the Timberwolves winning this game. I personally don't want to bet against my Wolves. Maybe it's one of those emotional hedge sort of situations that some people do. I'm not a fan of the emotional hedge.
Coward stuff.
But people do it.
This game's tough to put in a parlay because all the numbers are so even.
So close. Yeah.
Like everything's below. Like Dallas money lines minus 175, which
Take an
is
alt line.
could.
Oh.
I don't really know if I want to do lines necessarily.
Alt Timberwolves plus 10.
Do you have the odds on that? I mean,
I can get them.
Let's see. I have them up. Let's see.
All right. While you're doing that, I will say that is a tough game, I think, for the Wolves, because in the Western Conference, I think there's only one team better than the Mavs right now. Like, obviously they're in fourth, but I think the Thunder are the only team I'd confidently say is the better than the Mavs right now, in the 8 and 10. And obviously, not a great matchup for the Wolves. I think if you look at it on paper with who everyone has, and Luka's having another fantastic year. Quick question while you're looking that up also. Do we think Luka can win an MVP if he doesn't lead in points or assists this year?
Like
he's like third and fifth in the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Think you can?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think the
depends how
Mavs
well
have
his
to.
team does too. Yeah.
I think the Mavs have to be a top 3 seed, and finish dramatically above the Nuggets as well.
You'd have to. Shea would probably have to drop off a bit, and the Thunder would probably have to not win the West.
Is Shea really?
He might be betting favor right now, right?
He's second favorite behind Jokic.
Okay.
Luka's fourth, but I think they would give it to Luka over Giannis if it was like kind of a toss-up. Giannis is third.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a single American in the mix, huh? How far we've fallen.
Jason Tatum's fifth, but yeah, he's big drop off after Luka.
I was listening to it's a bit of a detour, but I was listening to a podcast where they're talking about the baller d'or. So like the best
MVP
basketball
basically.
player the best basketball player in the calendar year, right?
Is that a real thing?
No. So, but it was just like a podcast exercise essentially.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Yeah, I don't, whatever. I mean, it was sort of interesting because it's like we did have the Olympics, but then if you went by kind of team success, then it would be Jason Tatum, right? But then Jason Tatum doesn't win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He doesn't win the Finals MVP.
Yeah, right now.
The regular season, he's been the best, and then.
I don't know if he's the best. His team.
No, I know. So
yeah.
So like, and then in the Olympics, he got benched, big time, and like didn't really contribute to that gold medal.
Yeah, you probably got to cross him off.
Right, but then Jaylen Brown.
No,
might not have like the individual, accolades.
Come on. Can't give it to the second best player on your team.
Right. And then
who are you arguing for then? What are we talking about?
But then Jokic loses in the second round.
A bronze medal? Jokic?
A bronze medal for Serbia means a lot. If Luka Modric won the Ballon d'Or because he got second place. Huh?
Silver.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, great.
What's the name of that French
with
dude?
Croatia.
French dude who dunked on LeBron. Yeah, give it to
Gershon. Okay, give it to Gershon.
Jokic is the MVP favorite right now.
I think it is. I think it is Jokic. But I also like the argument for Giannis, because it's funny where like it was a pretty monumental accomplishment to get Greece into the World Cup, beating out Luka and Slovenia, or I
I'm
mean
talking
the
about Jose
Olympics.
Alvarado.
And then yeah, and then also NBA Cup champion of the world.
No,
That's
like
that
winning the
happened this
Club
year.
World Cup for soccer.
Take out the first 10 games of the season, the Bucks might be arguably one of the best teams.
What?
Might be the best team actually in the
What do
NBA right now.
That's not like
That's an
a thing you
interesting,
argue. That's just like
That's a
a
good
record.
point, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. So I I think I like the Mavs money line here, minus 188.
Yeah, no fucking way. I'm tossing that in though.
But yeah, I think that's a stay away,
We
personally.
could do player props. I can't
That's true.
get into FanDuel
Something
right
really
now.
stupid and safe.
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing any props on here yet.
Yeah, I don't think they're out yet because they're running those games today.
Right. Oh yeah. Another side note. They're playing Nuggets Suns tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that weird?
A little
Like they're just. I mean, I understand it with like they're trying to minimize the back-to-backs and the travel and the
Who's
schedule.
home though?
But it's also like if you're promoting this fucking game, I assume it's just like a baseball series. They're just in Phoenix again.
No, they're in Denver tonight. Then they go to Phoenix.
Oh.
I guess the
Well, I
short
guess they're
flight.
close
That's
by,
not too
yeah.
bad.
But
Yeah.
still, I don't know. It seems like a lot. Philly, Boston. The spread is minus 9.5 Boston. Boston is minus 430 money line. Philly's plus 340. The over-under's at 221.5. I think
Before we all Boston here, this is where we get into trouble, like just tossing a money line Boston on when it's minus 430. That's terrible value to add on, and that's going to be the one that fucking loses at minus 430. What is that really at?
Is that going to be
They're
the
winning
one
this
that
game.
loses, though?
This is like a sure thing. You could do an alt spread.
Famous last words.
No.
Sure thing.
Mortgage on fucking Boston money line.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with
Okay.
you.
Embiid's not playing, right? Paul George looks like a bag of chips. McCain out for the season.
Yeah, TikTok bitch is in the hospital.
Okay, leave him alone.
Okay. Yeah. What's your
What's your issue with
Too
Jared
far.
McCain?
Too far. Tixtok bitch is in the hospital. Like,
What's your issue with Jared McCain?
Yeah, but what's your issue?
I have no issue.
Sounds like you have an issue.
You don't like that he likes to dance, enjoy his time?
Yeah, you don't like that he has to express himself?
You have a little issue with men with nail polish, Ike?
Bad quarterbacks for one.
Okay, no, we're not doing this.
Okay.
Caleb
Past 5 games, he has 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, averaging 275 yards. It's not his fault.
Jared McCain is actually a loser, and I don't like his videos.
Videos.
So you asked, and the answer is no, I don't like him. I've seen probably 3 or 4, and
you don't like
no,
them?
I don't like any of them.
You don't enjoy them? I kind of enjoy them.
No. No.
All right. Moving on.
Ike hates
I don't like
effeminate
it at
black
all.
men. That's all right. It's whatever.
No, I love TikTok generally. It's just the effeminate black men that I
fingernails.
Yeah.
Ike hates black men that like to express themselves publicly. It's all right.
Ike hates black men that are comfortable with their masculinity.
Absolutely.
Okay. Lakers at Warriors. Lakers are +5, and the money line for the Warriors is -160. The Lakers are +160. Sorry, -190 for the Warriors, and then the over/under is 225.5. I'm for Le Christmas here. Me personally, I think
Money
I
line?
think I've seen
Yeah, I think
some
the Warriors
struggles from Golden State. Like even the game a couple nights
Timberwolves,
ago is
if
against
they
the
didn't
Wolves. They
completely fucking blow it, yeah, they should have
Yeah,
killed
like
them
the Timberwolves didn't hit a shot. They were capped at 15 points for like
until like
how long, dude?
until the halfway through the second quarter. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
they
that
had
was some of the most
37.
shocking defensive possessions I think I've seen.
Huh?
Your guys'
From
rotational defense was
Oh yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
there were pockets of that, but also at the same time,
yeah, the Warriors
Golden
didn't
State
score.
should have been up by
Yeah,
30 going into halftime, and then they weren't, and then it became a close game at towards the end of it. Um, and I think there's an element of like struggling with size, and I think Kerr has a little bit of there's some weird stuff going on with Jonathan Kuminga, if you've noticed. Where there were a couple possessions in that Timberwolves game where there were people that are wide open, and Kuminga just like takes a couple dribbles and takes a
yeah.
horrible mid-range shot over two
I mean,
people.
the last like 2 weeks too, Steph Curry's looked like legit, like
Yeah.
pretty poor.
Yeah,
mean,
Played
they
really
haven't-
poorly
like,
last night, and then
the
against the
Grizzlies-
Wolves, he wasn't great. Then the game before that, he
pretty
didn't
good
make a
against the
shot.
Wolves.
Yeah, the Grizzlies game I was going to talk about.
Right.
He wasn't
That's
great
true.
against
Yeah.
the Wolves. Like he was like a level. Like if he had actually played well, like that again would have been like
Yeah, I mean,
blowout.
he woke up in the fourth quarter, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Grizzlies game. I don't know. I just think they struggle with size sometimes.
I mean, they lost by 50.
Yeah.
Like, holy
That
shit.
one I don't even know. I also, yeah, I guess we haven't talked about this. Did you see the whole Draymond Green arc? Kind of like before
With, like,
and
Zach
during?
Edey and stuff,
Yeah.
or
So,
what?
so Draymond Green goes on his podcast before the game and is like, "Oh, Janky Taylor Jenkins is breeding softies over there, and that 7'3" dude is like soft as hell or whatever." And then it proceeds to pull up to Memphis, go 0 of 4, and record 0 stats outside
Start
of that.
whining about box outs.
Yeah, whines
I mean,
about
it's just
box
a fucking
outs.
broken record from like one of the biggest hacks in the history. Like just, I can't stand that he has like this platform or that he gets to be like on. I don't know. It's just for the 100th time, like fucking someone tell Draymond to shut up and stop listening to him.
Yeah,
And there are
Go ahead.
complaints to have about Zach Edey. Him being soft is absolutely not one of them. Like, it's like his biggest concern in college was like that refs let him get away with too much fouling. Like, he's not like a soft player. He might be a little bit like clumsy, but I would not call him soft by any means.
No, I've never thought of Zach Edey as soft. I don't know, maybe there's like a tallness bias with Draymond.
He would get like a ton of calls in college, so
Yeah.
I think people didn't like that. But
Yeah, no, I
that's
remember.
not necessarily being soft.
I think. Oh yeah, and then there's like an NBA record -42. For
Jesus.
Draymond Green, and under some sort of parameters of like for players that have like played over 10 minutes
Yeah.
or something. So yeah, but so are you guys comfortable with Lakers money line here, or would you rather go +5 or
No, I
or
kinda
are
like
you on
it.
the Warriors?
I like the way LeBron's been playing since he's come back from his absence also.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that either. I mean,
He's
he,
good.
he had to be in Germany, right?
Why?
Remember when he was like, "I'm going to go see the LeBron James of feet,"
He
like a couple
who?
years
No.
ago, and he like went to Germany to go see the LeBron
Oh, the
James of
doctor.
feet. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, and so
I
like,
know
yeah.
a bunch of people do that. I didn't
yeah,
know. Yeah.
But then why wouldn't they just say that he was doing? I don't like. Why was it so big or so secretive of what was going on?
because there's some weird shit going on in Germany, Mike. Okay, like there's not. I doubt you know how Kawhi was in Costa Rica and over the
No.
off season.
No.
You don't know
No.
you didn't see
No, I
this.
didn't know
There's
that.
so this is good. So Kawhi Leonard's in Costa Rica um, during the off season, and there's these like weird photos that circulate of him just sort of on the side of the street, and in sort of like a kind of crappy looking neighborhood in Costa Rica. And the caption from whatever aggregator is like, Kawhi's living in Costa Rica, man. And it's like, well, does that look like it? Basically, people found out that Costa Rica is like the world's epicenter of like stem cell therapy.
What?
And
That's what they used to do in like Germany and stuff. Like that's what Kobe did.
yeah, and so like it's illegal in the States, but and I assume probably illegal by league rules or whatever, but
I have
I
a
don't know.
question about stem cells. So I'm not a bright guy when it comes to a lot of things. I know certain stuff about some things. Those come from that like stem cells you get from like aborted babies or no? Is that like am I
What?
way off the mark there?
No.
No, way off the mark. All right,
No,
then why is it
no.
illegal? Then why would it be illegal? What's wrong
Because
with
it's
stem
just
cells?
there's just not like regulation around it
The use of them.
from like the therapies that are being used. Yeah, that's
Where
that.
where do you?
Look, I read a Wikipedia thing. They're not. I know for a fact that stem cells or whatever don't come from aborted babies. Okay, I don't know what
Where do
sort of
you
like
produce stem
4chan
cells?
forum you're on.
There's an episode
I
of
don't
South
understand
Park
it
about.
either. Okay. Oh.
Some of them are. I
I
think
see. I see.
embryonic stem cells, which
There you go.
are used maybe differently. I don't know.
Anyway, LeBron has aborted babies injected into his ankle, and he will play well.
God give
Okay,
him right.
let's move on. Nuggets, Suns. Nuggets are -2, and the money line is -136 for the Nuggets, +116 for the Suns. The over/under is 234.5. Ike, who do you like here?
Those Nuggets.
Yeah, I think a simple, clean Nuggets money line here makes sense to me. I think they. I guess if it was, I think the Nuggets sort of own the Suns, and the Suns don't really have anyone that can guard Jokic, outside of fucking and whatever. Like Nurkic, the Nurkic Jokic thing is funny, but
Yeah.
at this point, like
And
it's
not
just
real.
sort of sad, yeah. And
Yeah.
they also prefer to play with Plumlee these days anyway, because he does less shooting maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say what a horrible reflection on Nurkic, but
Yeah.
he does
So,
less
yeah,
of
exactly.
whatever Nurkic does.
He does less and sort of like is more happy to move the ball and set screens
Get
and
out of the
roll
way.
instead of like clog up the middle and attempt threes or whatever Budenholzer has him doing there.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think we just take whoever wins tonight.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, just wait and just whoever wins tonight, we just put in.
Well, actually, I don't know about that because these baseball series, it's difficult to beat a team twice in a row or like 3 times in a row within like 4 days, as you know clearly saw with the Timberwolves and the Warriors, for instance. Although the Trailblazers beat the Wolves 2 nights in a row, literally back to back, earlier in the season in Portland,
Schedule.
which was terrible.
How'd Scoop play?
In those games,
Yeah.
pretty decent. I think the second one he sort of carried them down the stretch. The big one was that Klingon was like going off and just blocking every single shot, and then Shaden Sharp had a good game as well. Although I mean, you know, I do think the Nuggets, the Suns are probably on an upward trajectory right now with KD coming back, and the Nuggets just lost a weird game to the Portland Trailblazers. A lot of Blazers talk.
They beat the Pelicans in overtime though. Was it yesterday?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, I was watching that. Hey,
Yeah.
but why are they going into overtime with the Pelicans?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's a great point, actually.
I mean, I was looking at the Pelicans and I was like, oh, I guess this team's not bad right now because everyone on their roster was injured earlier in the year, and that's when they were like really, really losing every single game. But right now, they have McCollum, they have DeJounte Murray, they have Trey Murphy III, they have Herb Jones.
Have you seen the discussions around rejecting Zion's option?
Like player
You can't
option?
do that.
Team, I think they have a
team
option.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the report that every single person on the roster is available to trade outside of Yves Misi and Herb Jones, I think.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Zion's just getting paid going to be getting paid like top 10 guy in the league money.
Mm-hmm.
And
But wait till him and Cooper Flag are on the same team. Then it's all going to be fine.
But they
I don't think the
try to
Pelicans
get rid of Ingram, and no one wanted him.
Yeah,
So,
nobody wants anybody on their team.
I would want Trey. If I was a team, I would want Trey Murphy.
Okay.
All right.
Trey
What
Murphy.
happened
I
though?
like that guy.
They weren't like they were playing. They got to the second round of the play-in last year. Like what's going on? I just don't get the dramatic fall off.
Well, they just got injured again. Everyone
They
just got
have
injured again.
Like they're
their
hurt
players.
every year.
Yeah, I know.
Same thing.
Their best player.
Every
That's like
the
their
most
thing.
unreliable humans on earth, like Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and like CJ McCollum.
Yeah, but this is the same thing that always happens though, and it feels
Not
like
to
more
this
extreme.
extent. They, I think people really liked like their role players, who like rightfully so last few years, but I don't think they've been able to really sustain that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually now I'm sort of reconsidering this Nuggets pick.
I'm not super confident in Denver.
Should we see who wins tonight and then go with who?
Put them in.
Yeah.
Plug them in.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You got to
Get
think that
momentum.
Denver's favorited tonight too because they're at home and then.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4-leg money line parlay with the Nuggets is plus 598. And the 4-leg money line parlay with the Suns is plus 769. Tail after tonight.
When Boston loses and everyone else hits.
I will guarantee I'll put the mortgage on Boston.
Yeah, I
Boston
mean,
money line.
9 points doesn't seem like as much as you would think it would be. Like the Sixers are horrible.
Yeah, but I feel like they're sort of reluctant to put.
But we're
anything
taking
over
the
10
money line. It's like,
unless they're-
It's
what is
rare,
minus
but like
430
I've seen the
doing?
Wolves be favored by like 12 points early in the year several times.
minus 430 is not the worst thing in the world.
No,
Like look
That's
at
terrible. What the bad?
I mean, look at Green
not that
Bay
bad.
tonight. It's like minus
What?
110, or no, sorry, minus 1100.
The Saints aren't playing real football. Like we're not. Like what are we talking about?
I don't think
They
the
had- they
Six,
spent-
I don't think the 76ers
Sixers-
are playing real
what's
The
basketball.
guy the
His
Saints
record.
started at quarterback last week. They spent the week calling him gay because of one picture on the internet. It's not a serious organization right now. And these guys get paid to play basketball too.
9-17 Sixers, 22-6 Celtics.
Yeah,
I feel
the
like that's
Celtics.
pretty
was-
fair.
Bulls had a gutsy loss against the Celtics a couple days ago.
Oh,
2 gutsy losses in a
Nope.
row, actually.
right. Yeah, I saw they were ahead for like most of that game.
Yeah, we were leading.
Yeah, whatever. I think this. Yeah, I put the mortgage on the Celtics. Okay.
It's always safe.
Well, we'll wrap it there. It was nice and quick, but
Yeah,
we'll see what happens tonight in Denver, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Merry
happy
Christmas, happy
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah. Anything else?
Joyous Kwanzaa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. Okay.